Hello everyone, my name is Angela Viekwaso, a nutritionist working with Cerebral Stars Daycare Center. Today I'm here to talk about nutrition among children living with cerebral palsy. A brief introduction. I hold a bachelor's degree in food science and technology and a master's degree in public health nutrition. I've worked with children living with cerebral palsy at Mwanamujimu Nutrition Center at Mulago. Therefore, today I'm going to take you through the do's and don'ts as you take care of child nutrition among children living with cerebral palsy. Children with cerebral palsy need a well-balanced diet, just like any other child, because they still need to grow, they still need to function, all bodily functions. You know that all bodily functions depend on nutrition, good nutrition. So the first thing to consider as you're preparing a meal for a child with cerebral palsy is that you have all the food groups, at least all the food groups. Make sure you have a carbohydrate, make sure you have a protein, make sure you have a fruit or vegetable. Those are sources of vitamins and minerals that are vital to their growth. And make sure you have at least a fluid, of which water is the most ideal. So another thing to consider is that these children, since most of them can't sit up on their own, as you're feeding them, try to maintain an upright position, try to support them in an upright position. Otherwise, they suffer a lot of acid reflux, and that's one of the biggest issues that they face. And thus, most times they have weak teeth and issues with digestion. Another thing to consider as you're trying to take care of these children with cerebral palsy is that they also have senses like all other children. They also love nice food, they love good food. So if you realize that they're not eating a certain food well, try to change up their diet for them until you identify that one food that they love, especially the nutritious foods like yogurts, like milk, and so on. Children with cerebral palsy are not like any other ordinary child. They have challenges. Since cerebral palsy is a disorder connected to the central nervous system, these children find it hard to coordinate chewing, swallowing, and most of the activities of the digestive system. This is because the central nervous system, the brain, that's the brain and the spinal cord, control each and every activity in the body. So they control the movement of the jaw, motor skills, and anything to do with the digestive system. So as you feed these children, you have to keep in mind certain things. Number one, most of them are not able to chew. Since most of them are not able to chew, you can try to mash up their food or make a puree, and try your best to make sure that the food is smooth enough, or make sure it is something that you yourself could enjoy. Don't just say, this is a baby, let me just mash it up, but it has huge particles and all. So as you're feeding them, try to make sure their food is well mashed or well pureed so that it can move smoothly through their mouth and thus the digestive system. But also, they may not be able to eat enough food for their body sizes due to those challenges. So if most of us mothers, I've seen mothers dealing with children with cerebral palsy, most of them want their children to feed by mouth. If you find challenges with your child not being able to feed by mouth, please don't force them. You can talk to a healthcare provider, dietitian, a nutritionist, or a doctor to help you insert a tube or teach you how to insert a tube, a feeding tube. That way, this child will get optimal nutrition while not getting inconvenienced. And the other challenge of forcing these children to eat by mouth, when you actually realize that they're having challenges eating, is they get an acid reflux, and sometimes they also get food going into their lungs or their airway, a condition that most children with cerebral palsy suffer. That is not pleasant and could actually cause complications for these children in the long run. So if your doctor or nutritionist or dietitian tells you to use the tube, it's harmless and it will help this child get optimal nutrition and grow well. Another challenge that these children get is constipation. These children usually get constipation still due to all the challenges that they face during feeding. So make sure to hydrate, to give them enough fluids, give them enough fruit purees without adding too much sugar like most people do with juices, to make sure that they don't suffer with a constipation problem. Since some children with cerebral palsy face mobility challenges, they're not able to move, they're not able to sit up and do the normal activities that other children do, we have to be mindful of their calorific intake. What do I mean by that? A normal child who runs around, plays, jumps around might need more energy. Let me simplify this: more energy giving foods like the carbohydrates, the breads, the rice. So you have to be mindful of their calorific intake. Make sure you don't give them too much food, yet they are not so mobile. Then another issue that comes with mobility is their bone density reduces. They tend to have fragile bones, bones that can easily break. And so to combat that problem, you can increase their calcium intake. And a few foods that are rich in calcium are milk, yogurt, seeds, and nuts. So you can make sure to try and incorporate those into their diets. Nutrition wise, another thing you can do for these children is to help them sunbathe. You can, that morning sun that is mild, or the evening one, you can take them as you play with them to sunbathe, because since we talked about the bone issues and the calcium, they also need vitamin D. Vitamin D, we know very well, is something we can get from the sun. So be sure to expose them to the morning sun as they play, and make sure their nutrition is well balanced, because they need, I've talked about a few vitamins and minerals, but they need so many vitamins and minerals. Vitamin C, they need a lot of zinc. And to make sure, if you're not sure as a parent, if you're not sure that your child is getting a proper nutrition, as most of these children are actually malnourished, if you feel like they are very light for their age, if you feel like their skin is not looking good, their hair is not looking good, please try to contact a nutritionist to make you a good meal plan, or to give you nutrition counseling to guide you on which foods you can give the baby, or you can actually talk to your doctor. Thank you very much.